My name is Tim Carter. I pastor Landmark Missionary Baptist Church in Jacksonville, Arkansas. This is our apologetic and outreach ministry called IamKoine.org. Koine refers to the kind of language of our New Testament. Our New Testament, the grand document of our rule of faith and practice. And we enjoy this and literally find it as a cause of gladness to identify ourselves according to the kind of language that our faith has been, according to which our faith has been scripted. If there's any text in all the Bible that will unite religions of all denominations, orders, Protestant, Catholic, any type of Christian type forms of religion, and I don't mean New Testament churches, I'm referring to Christian forms, Christian religions, I suppose. It's Ephesians 2 and 8, and they will all unite. Calvinists, Arminians have contacted us. Some have said once saved, always saved is an oldest form of Arminianism. Arminians say once saved, always saved is Calvinism. So you can see they're confused and they're centered around something that they've never bothered. Source bias leads to source avoidance. That is, we don't often look for material that contradicts what we suppose and assume and prefer to be our own reality, that is, a reality of our own making. So this text is probably the most unifying text. If you ever speak to someone and they say, well, of course I'm a Christian, and you say, have you been saved? They'll say, of course they've been saved. But if you continue to speak about by whom have you been saved, and are you one who is always being saved, and then through what, then the conversation shifts quickly. So let's just look at the first section, and this is just an explanatory, this term here introduces explanatory clause. By the grace, and this is a personification of Jesus, that's why it's capitalized. In the first chapter of Ephesians, you have Christ. That's the New Testament term for Messiah. He's the deliverer. He's the Savior. So here now, how does he save? Well, this is the perfect tense, and this is a be verb here. And in this construction, it's called a periphrastic perfect participle, and perfect tense showing past completed action, present continuing results. Here it's speaking of the people and emphasizing the present state of these people. You all are ones who, having been saved, that's a point in time fact in the past, and the light now is on what's presently going on. You all are ones always, that's that continuous idea. In the perfect tense you have the punctular and the present linear action. So we're ones always being saved presently, and that's the emphasis. And anyone in any school, whether it's a Protestant, Reformed, university, college, it wouldn't matter if it was a Catholic school or even, I'm familiar with Free Will Baptist College, so it wouldn't matter. Anyone in those schools that study Koine Greek in any, let's say a university, let's say a Texas or any other state school that would teach Koine, and some do, you could learn this very easily. It's not hidden information. It's just when you are subservient to denominated doctrine and you are subservient to supporting fallible religious constructs, including information and supporting this text as it's written according to the inflectional morphemes is not permitted. And of course, when you sign on to that, you agree to not support the text. You agree to use the text to support whatever that organization is or entity for whom you are subservient. And then it says through the support, you can look that up. That's the Hebrew word 539. I say Hebrew. You say, well, this is Koine Greek. Well, the doctrine, the word faith in the Bible is not an abstract, metaphysical, vaporous, it's not an attitude or something like that. This is the support. It's means support, the first and foremost meaning of it. Well, that's what Jesus does. Jesus is the one by whom we have been saved, and the one who is always saving us. We are always being saved by the Jesus through the support. That's His support that He gives to us. It's very definitive support. There's no other way. People look for ways to support each other. They argue with their religions and their performance standards, and are they doing enough to get to heaven and whatever. Our Messiah came to the earth to seek and to save us, and this is how He saves us, according to the perfect tense, perfectly. The dispute over the faith here is not necessary. And He said, indeed, this, the gift, not out from us, and He says it's out from God. So this particular gift, there's a definite article. It means articular. We'll just put the letter P in front of it. It shows the function of the article is particular. So the gift, and he makes it clear, this particular gift, you can read it like this particular gift, and emphasize it's not out from us, but out from God. Well, in this construction, this gift is everything that's mentioned. This particular gift is what God gave us, which is this way of being saved by the grace through the support that comes from Jesus. So the Messiah, the doctrine of Messiah as deliverer, is completely and perfectly accomplished by Jesus exclusively. The grace is who He is. He's a person. The way He saves is perfectly. That's the tense there. So it's really objective. It's not subjective. So if someone disagrees, it wouldn't be a matter for us who support the text. It just means they don't support the text. And through the support, this is the support that we receive from our Messiah Jesus. And all of this is why this singular term here collectively refers to all of this gift of first Him coming to find us and how He saved us. But this is probably the most unifying text of all on one hand, but it's probably greatly misunderstood, arouses a lot of negativity because people are primed against some idea of once saved, always saved. A preacher came our way once, and he was saying something about a website or a Facebook page, something on social media where they debate once saved, always saved. And I said, well, how could you debate that? He said, what do you mean? I said, well, it's a text in the Bible. It's similar to if someone started a web page debating, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Well, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of someone questioning whether or not God is the one who created the heavens and the earth. But now there could be something out there. I don't mean atheists don't deny that, but I've never heard of people who believe the Bible debating whether or not God created the heavens and the earth. So that's another, maybe I just don't get out much. But when people say this is a debatable item, it's either out of ignorance, which is a willingness to ignore the text, or they don't have permission to support it because somehow they're overly invested in the subservitude to denominated doctrine or some type of franchised religious order where they have their denominated doctrinal expressions that they're obligated to support, even if it means subordinating the text. Well, that's it. That's enough. Have a blessed day and enjoy this brief video. It's enough to encourage anyone who's actually someone who is saved by the grace and is always being saved by the grace through the support that comes from the same one who's saving us perfectly. Have a blessed day.